Greetings, geeks, and happy Halloween. Yeah, we know it's out of season, but we have landed on the Halloween issue for 1998. And Wizard Magazine, as you know, went all out and really promoted cosplay in a big way. You know, in our interview recently with Gareb Shamus, he took a lot of credit for, convention cosplay and making that into an industry, as he liked to say. Wizard was responsible for so many hobbies becoming industries.
Well,
So,
I want what was cosplay like even prior to Wizard? I would love to know.
I mean, it was pretty basic. I mean, if you look at the convention photos, like, because they started doing the Halloween costumes pretty early, but like, if you look at what they were promoting, like, always in their sidebar on Wizard news sections, they usually had convention photos of people in costumes. And you're like, it's pretty good, but it's not
Yeah.
like high class. And especially this time around, this is the seventh all dressed up with no place to go Halloween costume contest. Like, people have figured out some methods to create like really excellent costumes. But before we get into that, Mike, I gotta ask you, what is your like favorite Halloween costume you got to dress up as? And did you ever go as a superhero?
Um, yeah, I went as Batman, Ninja Turtles as a kid. I was in 89 or 90, I was Batman. It was a
Did you
terrible
have like
costume.
was it cloth or was it
It was
like the
cloth.
rubber full on? Okay.
No, it was cloth, and I just, I'd have the Fangoria magazines with all the masks in the bat, and just be
Yeah.
like, "Why can't I be this? Well, I want to be this, mom, not this crappy."
Did your mom make the costume?
You know what? I don't know where the Batman one came from. It was pretty cheap, and I remember I had to wear a Batman black T-shirt with the yellow logo. It was pretty bad. I gotta say, I don't know if I was the best. Like, I've never been a cosplayer, so I've never been really good with costumes. One year, I dressed up as Reanimator to go to a Rue Morgue party, and that I probably got the most attention for because I dyed my hair black. I have the glasses, and then I had the serum. I was walking around with the serum, and people wanted my photo. So
Okay, so you were Dr. Herbert West. You were
I was Herbert West.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna have your head like in
I
a
did have a head. I carried a
oh,
head around as well. I have it still in my garage, the head. It didn't have hair though. It was a bald head. Yes.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, well, that's great to know that at least you have some history, like you said. You weren't like the most dedicated cosplayer, but you at least we know you enjoy the season as we talked about recently.
I should say every year I do I dress up as a killer clown. I do a different mask every year, but it's just from spirits. I just grab the spirits masks or whatever and the costume from there. And then last year I was Teen Wolf. So I feel like now that I have kids, I'm more into it and scaring the kids. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
Oh, I mean, I was always into it, but I always wanted to kind of like I wanted it to be homemade. Like when I was little, my mom made me like a Superman costume, like, and she'd make like a Peter Pan costume and Pinocchio and all those types of things. But then as I got older, I was kind of like, well, I could make my own. Like one year I was just like, I'm a cyborg. And I got like glow in the dark, like white face paint makeup. I did like these veins, but with like the long tubes of the night, what do they call it? What am I saying? Like, the ones you break, the sticks that you break
Oh
open.
yes.
Yes, like
Uh,
those types of glow in the dark
glow
sticks
sticks.
and glow
Yeah.
sticks. It was so simple. Why am I forgetting that?
Well, that's what I used in my syringe was the glow
Oh,
sticks. Yeah, yeah.
that's perfect. Yeah. But like one year I was the shadow and I created my own shadow
That's
costume.
cool.
Nobody knew who I was. Are you a
But did you
flash
do the
though?
fake
No, I'm the
face?
shadow.
Did you do a fake face?
No, I didn't have the prosthetic nose. My nose is prominent enough that I
Oh,
felt
it's
like
good
it.
enough.
It
Okay.
got it done. But yeah, but either way, like, and so, but these days, now that I'm older, like, I try to get as much as I can. Like, I was Teen Wolf one year, except I was the prom Teen Wolf with the white suit and everything, doing the dance.
Oh,
So
that's
we got
great.
to team up someday. You'll be
Yeah.
basketball Teen Wolf. I'll be, and then I also one year was this was really fun. My wife had to do my makeup, but I was Beetlejuice and like full makeup.
That's
Like I
cool.
love that. Like
Well, this is so weird. There's a lot of crossover here, Adam. My wife 2 years ago was Beetlejuice. She was like a female Beetlejuice.
that's great. And
So yeah.
Lydia, you were a male Lydia. You just wore all
I
black.
was not. I was a killer clown.
Yeah, always the killer clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that being said, then let's get into this costume contest because they really, like I say, every year when Michael and I have done this in the past, like we've looked at it, we're like, man, it's just getting better and better. And I feel like this is a real high point. I'm curious to see just how intense it gets after this. So let us share with you the all dressed up with no place to go contestants. Yes, the Halloween issue of Wizard 1998. So here we go. This is pretty exciting. The choices just on the first page really run the gamut. I gotta say, so this first one here that would have definitely been my favorite at the time, Robin. I'm just like, Tim Drake Robin, time to get Randy.
It's great. It's all honestly the thing that's I would almost say it's easier to pick the worst costume on this page than the best because they're all so good.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. Like these are all impressive. You look at them, you're like, yeah, I don't really have any complaints. I do like that there's like a little bit of a sheen on his breastplate. That's probably from paint or something.
oh yeah,
But it's just a good look. And plus, it always comes down to can you pick the costume that fits you, not what you wish
absolutely.
you were. Like it,
Like
I actually look like the
Flash.
character.
Let's just
Yeah.
get it out of the way. The Flash, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, and it's a strange angle, like just everything about that picture itself, and they're just gonna make fun of anybody, who's a little bit pudgy, so that's what Wizard was all about at the time. Um,
I I really like Blink. Like that, it's when I see stuff like that where I'm like, can we get comic accurate looking characters, please? Like, look at that. That's so
yeah,
cool.
it really is fantastic. Although I do like that they're playing that she looks like a zombie. Braid,
Yeah, yeah. Well, she
braid.
has her eyes closed, right? That's just paint over her eyelids.
Yeah, but Wizard knew how to like look at a pose and say, how do we make fun of it? Because I love also the Tusken Raider, where there's like, shut up and throw the ball, quick grab the plate.
Yeah, why is he like that?
I mean, I don't know who he was planning to hit, but I mean, maybe it was for they're just before the attack on Luke.
Yeah.
Um,
I gotta say that Hellboy, I vaguely remember seeing it and thinking, wow, Hellboy would look, pretty cool in live action. And we eventually got him in live action.
yeah, but it is again poor choice of background. Why
Yes,
Hellboy
the
in a
kitchen.
kitchen?
He's
Hell's Kitchen.
hungry. He's always hungry.
And
Um,
Batman and Robin, but it's cool that it's from Brazil. So they actually got some
oh,
international participants.
and I could be wrong, but is that Robin like more of a Earth 2 Robin look, or am I
I think that's
dreaming?
just the best they could do.
That's the best they could do. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like we have a red leotard, we have this yellow fabric to make a cape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
Yeah.
they were going for accuracy. And then finally, I mean, this is one that you mentioned on the episode when we were
Yeah.
talking about this issue, but the clown.
That's great to me. I just love the clown, so I think maybe that's why I love
Well,
it
and
so
I
much.
want to know because they've had a clown in the past, and they were like on their knees, and they had like feet on their knees to make them short and stuff, just like John Leguizamo did in the movie. So that's what I'm wondering what this is about. Like, how much of this is like prosthetics and like kneeling, and how much of it is no, it's just the guy's body. It's a little guy. What do you
I
think?
think it's just the guy's body. I think
Okay.
Did you read the caption?
Yeah,
Fire me as a sidekick. I'll show you, Conan, but good. I think we know
Andy
exactly.
Richter as the
Yeah.
clown. That's pretty great. All right, let's get on to the next one here.
Okay.
This is really fun. Again, just the wide swath of characters that people are choosing to dress up as. Now, Joe Reeder as Green Arrow and the Phantom, he's like hedging his bets, right? He's just like, they gotta like one of these, right?
But and you have to wonder, did he just paint, parts to reuse it, or did he just have all that stuff? Like he had to have look at the pants.
I mean, it's hard to deny how detailed that Green Arrow costume
It
is.
is good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. I do like it says, "Hi, just hanging around waiting for Kevin Smith to write me. Pay no mind. Move on to the next photo."
But really good, like all of them. I would be impressed seeing that, like Scott Crawford's Beast and Green Goblin.
Look at that. How
Like
did
the
those not
work.
win, honestly?
Look at the work. The Green Goblin, like that's better than what we got in the movie. I have to say, I would prefer just that, like just a crazy dude in a costume.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great, especially that like animatronic mask they were
Oh
working on. Like that
god,
would have been
yeah.
so cool. Not the
But
Power
he's got
Ranger
the
mask.
boots are accurate. Like it's really well done. You know,
Yeah.
Beast isn't the best, but how fun is it? Like
Well,
he's got
but just even
fur.
for that time to be able to
Yeah.
create that costume is pretty impressive. Yeah.
I want to
Uh,
know what Scott Crawford's doing right now. Is he
Scott,
still cosplaying?
the Madman costume, like definitely as someone who was just getting into reading it at this time, was super impressive. I had that, I still have that t-shirt. But so that's just kind of his more casual look. But I like the addition of the like actually showing his blue skin and showing that underneath, that he was this reanimated corpse. Like that's not something because usually you're thinking of the full white, body covering
Yeah.
costume. So that's kind of a nice touch. The Superman, that again, international from Israel. That one, you're just like, whoa, I don't remember seeing other countries submitting these before, and like also Garib told us, I think he said ultimately they were like 75 countries or something they were being published in. So
Oh wow.
big, chef from South Park. Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, kind of a deep cut. That one for
But
some.
I love it when we get a deep cut like that. To
Yeah.
me, I'm like, okay, these people, that's a comic book couple right there. That let's. I hope that Kiefers are still together.
Yes, and you got to give it up for the original Teen Titans. I mean,
That's great. Yeah, and
and
they
like
even
just
got a
compare that
logo on it.
Robin to the other Batman and Robin from Brazil, right? Like you see how
Yeah,
much more accurate that
but
costume.
can the package on this Robin looks massive.
And then Speed Racer one is unfortunate because you can see they ended up backlit, so you
Yeah,
can't see his face. I've never kissed a girl. Gotta
it's
make fun
funny.
of your readers, right?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. What do you say?
Yeah, it looks okay. I feel like it gets harder when we've seen these characters in live action so many times. It's hard to judge. Uh, does a good job.
I'm always impressed by the Wonder Woman boots when they
Oh,
do.
those are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now, did
yeah.
she make those? Do you think, or like, is it possible to buy those back then? Like, I always wonder that too. Like, how?
Well, the previous year's winner was a comics accurate Wonder Woman. And then they
Okay.
actually brought her back for an article to audition for a Wonder Woman TV series they were trying to make in the 90s. So like she talked about like all the details of like trying to find the right boots at Goodwill that she could modify. So yeah, I don't know that you could just purchase those at this time, especially like it wasn't like Spirit Halloween now. You could get like a full Wonder Woman costume and you're good to
Costume
go,
back then. Yeah. Well, you could
Uh,
get Batman. That's why I'm like, was Wonder Woman available? I don't know.
we got to call out this Bert from Sesame Street costume.
Why?
Why would you even send that in? Yeah,
Why? Why did they print it?
I do have to say, oh, I remember that one from years back. And if you look, he's in front of a sign that has like all these weird designs. And I always thought that was a weird, like Doc Brown fright wig on Bert. I was like, why does he have hair behind him? God, it's just a design on the wall.
Oh
Then
man.
we also have, our guest for episode 87, Jay. He decided that Batgirl was his favorite, which the costume looks great. I don't like the mask, though. The mask looks awkward. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. And then Lara Croft. Does she look this girl looks like she fills out the costume pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it just she's got the look,
Glasses.
she's got the intensity, she's
Yeah.
got all the detailed elements. So yeah, that's awesome.
And
Uh,
we recently spoke to Eric Larson. What do we think of his Savage Dragon?
those bulky arms. I mean, he looks like Chris Farley in Wayne's World. Just
It's
like
a runner-up.
Chicago.
He's a
Uh,
runner-up. That's what I love. The fin looks great. He's just not chiseled like
yeah,
Savage Dragon should be. This Xena is just like it's super accurate. That I'm like, are we sure it's just not a stunt double? Like that. Almost when you see it, I'm like, oh, it's just a stunt double. That's like the Boba Fett down here. It just looks so accurate that I'm like, it's not fair and for Lam.
yeah. Well, but again, like if you have the look and you're like, if I put on a wig or I style my hair this way, I kind of look like Lucy Lawless. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, just do it. Like it's perfect now. Yeah, like you said here, they're for some reason, they're the grand prize winner
Oh,
here went all
I didn't
out and did all of these.
I didn't realize he did the bottom ones too. Wow.
So this is always crazy to me. Like the winners, like I think they're saying, okay, he was totally dedicated, like did a pose, you know what I'm saying? Like really like did everything they could. But let's read about this here. Because this is the same winner from a previous year.
Okay.
As so they're back to back, baby. That's what our man Kelly here has done by claiming his second consecutive victory in the annual Wizard Halloween costume contest. This year, he did it with an awesome version of DC's nutcase hero, the Creeper. Quote, the Silver Age Creeper reminds me of a hyena in drag, says Kelly, of one of the first characters that caught his eye as a child. Just look at that costume. I took that and tried not to be overly dramatic with it. After a year of research, Kelly says he started putting the costume together. Quote, I started with the odds and ends. The hair is mine. The face is mine. I can articulate well, says Kelly. Add to that lots of face paint, false fingernails, gloves, and a bodysuit, trunks, boots, and a multitude of furry boas. What's next? The rest of the Justice Society characters I talked about last year are still in progress, Kelly hints. The tough part is finding good models and keeping them in shape. I have one friend on the Captain Marvel diet. He can't fit into the costume. But that's like so it must have been so last year was the Justice Society then because I thought it was Wonder Woman. She must have been the previous year. We do two of these every year, so sometimes they get muddled.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, you tell me if you think I'm crazy here. But when I look at his face, in the close up, all I'm seeing is what's the name of the guy? Why am I forgetting his name right now? Who does the voice of Rocket Raccoon in the Guardians movies? Uh,
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Doesn't he look like Bradley Cooper to you? No? Put some
I
green
don't know
face
if
paint
I
on
see
Bradley
it.
Cooper. Come on.
That's funny that you see that. I don't, but I know the feeling you have. I've had it many times.
But
That's
either
funny.
way, I mean,
He
would you,
looks like
of all the
sorry.
yeah.
He looks like Carrot Top in the top one to me. So,
So this is my question then. Do you think they gave it to him because of he went all out on this costume and did the bonus Star Wars? Or do you think it was just like so obscure, so comics accurate, gotta give him the creeper? Like
uh,
what's your thought?
I think that. I think that he's winning because of the creeper, and it's just a bonus we're getting the others. The others are so insanely good. Like Forlom and Zuckus. Did he create those masks? Like that's crazy to me.
But if you had to choose a favorite for you, like if there was a winner that would have been in your mind, is there another costume you would have chosen?
I think Clown was my favorite. But again, I'm a huge Spawn fan, so it makes it easy. But I think he looks accurate. He's pudgy, he's short, that's why. How
Yeah,
about
well,
you?
and I'm thinking honestly when I look at that Xena costume, because again, you couldn't buy all those components like at a
Yeah.
Halloween store. As popular as Xena was, it wasn't on that level yet. And I'm looking at that and I'm saying, I think they had to craft all those pieces. They had to stud all that leather. They had to make those buckles. Like if it's not a stunt double, like you're saying, which I know it's not, because her stunt double was Zoe, who was in Death Proof and all this other stuff. Like she went on to make her own movies. Um, I don't know. Like I might have voted for Xena just to think of the details that went into it. But the problem is she's not a comic book character necessarily.
Ah, yes.
She had Topps comics being published, but I guess it just doesn't quite fit. So
Uh, Well, then Lara Croft doesn't
that's true.
either.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. Neither does Bert.
And Bert.
What are you doing here, Bert? Come on, get out of here. Well, I'm looking forward to 1999's contest because I have a feeling they're only going to up the ante even more.
Yeah.
But I just want to go back real quick and check out all the prizes that this guy won. Okay, so
That's
let's.
what I was gonna ask next. What did he win?
So, as far as what the winner was taking home, this time around, each of the 21 entrants earning an honorable mention wins a bag of 13 autographed comics, a Marvel model kit, a Lady Death poster, and a trade paperback, a Full Moon Toys action figure. Ooh, might get some what, like some Puppet Master or something.
Yeah, that's what they were, or one of the really obscure characters,
Yeah.
Radu.
A Spawn movie poster, a Toy Fair exclusive figure, and a Wizard half comic. The two runners up win all of that loot, plus a laser mock Thor sculpture, an Alien Outreach trade paperback. Alien Outreach? What? An X Men video, a Marvel t shirt, and a Deadpool collector's pack of comics. Finally, okay, the grand prize winner takes that all home in addition to the Giganto grand prize package, including Claiborne Moore signed action figures of Lady Death, Lady Demon, Purgatory, and Evil Ernie, a Frank Frazetta Princess Christmas ornament, a Babylon 5 Ambassador Gakar action figure, the Star Wars trilogy on video, the Star Wars electronic battle game, a Luke Skywalker model kit, and a new VCR with a selection of scary movies.
A VCR, just as DVD is coming out.
I know, and literally in a previous contest, they were giving away a DVD player. So this is just what Wizard had hanging around in the warehouse. I mean, I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, to get a lot of stuff is cool, but it feels like there's nothing like really like a super exclusive collectible you should be earning, right?
I think just being one of the 21 entrants, getting the 13 autograph comics would have been fine with me. I don't need all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like I want that evil Ernie figure still because
Oh
it
yeah.
glows in the dark. So
Okay.
maybe, or there was a glow in the dark version, I should say. So, one of these days, one of these days. All right. Well, there we go. Thank you so much for joining us for our seventh Halloween costume video. In just 12 short issues, we'll be back around again. So stay tuned, stay subscribed here on YouTube. Be sure to check out our other videos and playlists. We've been doing videos for a long time, so you can find some Wizard collectibles. You could see old comics that are something special, especially since Mike has joined. He has the eagle eye to pick stuff out of the 50-cent bins. You can also check out our past events, things such as our fantasy superhero draft events, which we're getting ready for another one this year, and so much more. There's interviews, there's our 30th anniversary roundtable with Wizard staffers. Go on, check it out, explore. But until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.